Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Coach O, one of your podcast hosts of the National Scouting Service podcast show. And I'd like to say big shout out to all our followers who've been following us throughout the year. We really appreciate it. And we're going to get into a new year, high school sports, junior high, collegiate. And we want to do this right here on the National Scouting Service podcast show, live on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, or Instagram. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for high school Friday night football. And first off, I want to give a big shout out to all the TASO referees in the state of Texas. And also, especially a big shout out to the Smith crew. Best in the business, in my opinion. And they will be on the field this Friday night with they hosting the game with Channelview versus Memorial. And I'm going to go ahead and pick. I'm not going to do that because I don't want them to think that the referee crew that I'm have favorite for is trying to sway the game in any type of way, so I'm not going to do that. But with that being said, this Friday, August the 29th, is win and set the tone or lose and start questioning what is going on. So let's start off with my picks, and we're going to run it like this. The first game is Kempner versus Aldine. We got Kempner in this game. Players to watch are Troy DeGuerre, the second, Deontay Williams, Christopher Williams, and Micaiah Jenkins. Best of luck to Kempner in that game. I'm picking you all over Aldine. Then we have Dickinson versus Katy High School. Always a good match every year that these two schools faced up. But we're rocking with Dickinson. Key players to watch is quarterback Lorenzo Aguirre, defensive lineman Chase Lewis, and this guy can play anywhere. Offense, defense, special teams. But that's Mr. Jamarion Payne. Best luck to the Dickinson Gators in that game. Then we have Baytown Lee versus South Houston. We're leaning towards Baytown, and watch out for defensive lineman Xavier Muhammad. A beast on both sides of the field. He can play DN, defensive lineman, tight end if he chooses to. He's a football and a basketball player, and he's nationally ranked. Look for him to be signing with a big school soon. Big shout out to South Houston. Big shout out to Xavier Muhammad as well as his teammates. But we riding with Baytown Lee in this game. Next we have up Galveston Ball High School versus Manville. Last year, Ball High handed it to Manville, beat they butt. They had an outstanding athlete in Mr. Jonah Williams, who's now attending Texas University, Texas Longhorns. He's an outstanding athlete, 5-star athlete, looking for him to do big things at the University of Texas. But we're going to get Manville in this game for the revenge game. Big shout out to their new head coach at Galveston Ball, Mr. Amashi Brantley, and also defense coordinator, Mr. Eddie Cardwell. This is his first year as the defensive coordinator, and this is Mr. Amasha Brantley, first year as the head coach. So we had a lot of coaches that leave last year. They thought the tank had ran dry, so they moved on, looking for big things out of defensive coordinator Eddie Cardwell. Good luck to them. Key players to watch in this game is Ball High's Woodbury Evans, Joseph Thomas, and Washington Holmes. Look for them in that game. Big outstanding athletes in that game. Looking for them to do big things in that game. My game of the week for this week, August the 29th, is going to be the LaPorte Bulldogs versus the Deer Park Deers. This is always a rivalry game. I will be in attendance at this game. Got a little skin in the game on this game, but this is always a big rivalry. But now it's getting personal with the tweets, with the texts that's going on throughout social media. I'm going to pick LaPorte in this game. They're coming off a strong season, 10-4 season. Players to watch is Mr. Peyton Smith, receiver, Ashton Ruffin, linebacker, running back, Sean Simon, a running back, 1,000-yard rusher, and he's going to do big things. I'm looking for Deer Park to load the box and to see what these guys can do with passing the ball in the air. Outstanding returning sophomore. He was a freshman last year, and Mr. Joshua Wells. He is the future of the LaPorte Bulldogs. Probably won't get the start. Probably will come in later on in the game, but I'm looking to see big things out of this young man, see what he can do. Got a lot of pressure on him, but I think he can handle it. So I'm looking for the LaPorte Bulldogs in this game. For Deer Park, they have a big-time transfer from Dickinson High School, wide receiver, defensive back, Mr. John Arthur, and I'm looking for him to do big things in this game as well. He was projected to go to LaPorte, didn't go to LaPorte, wavered more towards Deer Park. That's where he at. Know there's going to be a rivalry game. He played 7-on-7 with a lot of the guys that's playing at LaPorte High School, so I'm looking for them to get after him a little bit. Also, a guy you need to look out for is defensive back, Mr. Kyler Ferris. He's going to be a special guest on this show sometime soon. Didn't want to get an interview with him with this game coming up. We're also going to get Mr. Ashton Ruffin on our show as well as a guest on our show, on our podcast show. So that's going to be my pick of the week. Look forward to this game. I'm going to be in attendance. I am Coach O with the National Scouting Service podcast show. This is Friday Night Football. Want you all to tune in. It is a go. Drop your picks and your scores and your comments, and hopefully we can address them on our next podcast show. And don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms, whether it's Twitter at National Scouting, YouTube, National Scouting Service. We're also on Instagram, National Scouting. We're also on Station Head. Follow us on Station Head. We have our own podcast radio station. Download the Station Head app and follow National Scouting. And we will be live in a couple of weeks with special guests coming on the show, also with our live picks on the show as well. I am Coach O. This is the National Scouting Service show. Continue to tune in, and we hope to see you as our special guest on our next show with your comments and your questions. And again, I am Coach O, and this is the National Scouting Service podcast show. Let's go!